See if anybody shows up. Ah, they got tricked. I'm only going to give you guys 10 minutes to get on here and talk. How long since his last drink? I have no idea. It's been, this is Satan. He's taking place of Shades. Shades is out doing something. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. I wish he had drank a hell of a lot more. I know that, but I know he's got like over close to 2 months. You have 53 days. This is your record. Come on, man. You can go further than that. Fuck. I've never taken a drink in my life. It'll probably set hell on fire even worse. I'm not sure it's hot enough down here. Nicotine pouches, go ahead. You know, I'm on the evil side, man. I don't know what to say. Gambling? Oh, I like that. Nicotine pouches, you're trying to kick? Why not just smoke, man? Just smoke. And gamble. Gamble your savings away. Gamble your life away. Do whatever you need to do. You know the right choices. I don't approve, but what do I know? Yeah, I'm filling in because Shades couldn't be here. So I just magically poof appeared out of nowhere. I haven't been around in a while. Causing his life hell. His life is already destroyed. Come on, people, you don't love him that much. Him and his prostate cancer. Ugh. You could say that this is an experimento. They got one person in here. Come on, people. Catherine, how the hell are you? Are you staying sober? I hope not. All Shades couldn't be here, so I just magically transported myself up from hell to jump in the driver's seat here. So you keep doing the wrong things, staying sober, keeping your mind right, not getting in your head. Yes, yes, he does. It's not what I wish he had, but he does. I gave it to him. $18 months. Jonathan Lee, 8243. You do your own thing, man. Don't worry about what I think. I wish it was shorter, but that's just me. You know how it is. Satan doesn't care. I will say you have not popped up on my radar. So let's just say that's a good thing in your favor. Okay. This ain't Shades. Shades is gone. I don't know where the hell he is. I don't know where in the hell he might be, but he's not here. CVS drive through, what are you getting? Some Oxycontin, some Percocets? Ah, things I love. Any kind of opiate. Laura, are you on pills? Oh, well, I will let a little piece of my blackened heart reach out for your mother. I won't take her just yet. No. Bet you didn't expect this bullshit, did you? No problem. The devil is full of irony and lies and bullshit. OG Mr. West, what's going on? Respect to the host. It needs to be disrespect to the host. You're in Oregon, man. Damn, you're way out there. Pacific Northwest. Hold on a second. Somebody's knocking on the door. Hold on. Ah. Now, where was I? Oh, Lord. Was he here? That bastard Satan, he loves to follow me around. Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. All right, let's commence. Straight out of the gate. What's up, 2%er? What's going on, man? Good to see you. Mr. OG West, better bottom left hand corner right up the coast. Okay. I've never been to Washington or Oregon, man. Been to California. That's as far west as I've been. Worried about what, Jonathan Lee? I live in a small military town. I'm not going to reveal where it is, but it's 20 miles from the coast. What do you guys want to talk about? You want to talk about my prostate cancer? You want to talk about alcoholism? What do you want to talk about? I don't know how many people are even in here. It's probably 5. Like my sub count does not reflect my watch hours at all. I mean, my watch hours are pretty low. Would I ever monetize the channel? Probably not. But I meet all the criteria, just not the watch hours. I have more subs than I do watching the channel. So, okay, you want to know about the cancer? I was diagnosed in 2023. I kept it quiet because I wasn't sure. There were a couple of people that knew on here. They know who they are. I'm not gonna say their names. They are sober creators, and they are They have way more subs than I do, and you know the names. If I were to say the names, you would know. They knew. They never said anything. When I had my first biopsy, they go up your butt with a probe and they punch out 12 cores in your prostate to check it. In 2023, one core came back. You got a Gleason score, which is a proportion basically of the aggressiveness of the cancer. So I had one core, which was 3 plus 3 on the Gleason scale, equaling a 6, meaning they're not going to do any treatment. They're not going to do treatment at all. So I go 2 years of my urologist said, why haven't you had the standard of care follow-up of a biopsy every year? And I said, I don't know. I don't know. The urologist I was under retired. And there's a backstory behind that. That I'll talk about in a minute. I mean, my health is okay. I mean, I'm fine. It's just a matter of, do I want to get my prostate out? I'm in my early 50s. I may look younger. Everybody says that. But once they pull your prostate, your libido's gone. You can't get erections. It kills everything. And I'm trying to spare that and try. I won't be able to have it lasered unless I go to a specific clinic, and I'll have to find out one. Unfortunately, they don't do it around here. It is not metastasized. It is nowhere in my body other than my prostate, in the lower lobe, in the lower apex. So, where was I? What the hell was I talking about? Satan. Fuck, he don't know either. But I know what it was. I was explaining the Gleason score. So what I have is 1336, which is not considered basically cancerous. There are people that have Gleason 6 that they don't have to deal with it. You know, they're under active surveillance. Thank you, Catherine. But once you start getting into the 7s is where I am, because they pulled 2 cores that had a 3 plus 7 Gleason. Now, 3 plus 4 means there's less aggressive cancer. 3 meaning less aggressive cancer, and 4 meaning intermediate aggressive cancer. So I've got 2 cores that they pulled that have that. And one of the cores was the one that was originally just a 3-3. And then I've got, like I said, an undetermined area on the prostate where they couldn't come to a conclusion. Suspicious. What it is adenocarcinoma. It is a fairly slow growing cancer. I was surprised at the pathology report. I got the pathology report before maybe even the doctor did, because when I went in there, I said, I saw the pathology report and I'm not happy with it. And she said, well, neither am I. And I said, well, I'm surprised. I didn't think this would jump from a 6 to 2 7s. Now, if you have a 4 plus 3 Gleason, that is when you're moving into, all right, we got to get this thing out of here, because you have more aggressive cancer than you do less aggressive cancer. Does that make sense? 3 plus 4 is 7, but 4 plus 3 is 7 too. But it's not a favorable outcome. I mean, I've had two biopsies. It's confirmed. It's just a matter of when I see the surgeon on the 17th, how I'm going to progress with this. And I got to figure out what I'm going to do with it. I don't want the gland out just yet. Yeah, he is a liar. But he was right. He probably gave me this. Son of a bitch. It's like all men. I know I have a lot of women followers, and men just don't seem to follow me that much. If you're over 40, get your PSA level checked. You don't want anything. You want it to be under 4. My PSA level has gone from normal to 4 to 5 to 12, back to normal, back to 8, down to 7, down to 5, down to normal. I mean, it's just been a horror show of PSA readings. And I mean, I already knew, like, I had let's just call it PC, because it's just easier, not politically correct, which I'm not. It's prostate cancer. I haven't felt like doing any videos, really. That's why I want to do this live, to talk about this, air it, and answer any questions anybody might have. We can still talk about alcohol if you want. But that's the medical situation. Either I get it taken out, I get radiology, or I get a laser ablation, where I'm going to have to probably go to New York or somewhere to get that done. The devil thing is just a joke. I mean, it's entertainment. Isn't that what this is? I try to entertain. Slayer. Oh my God, man. How are you doing, brother? Catherine, I'll get back to you. I want to talk to Slayer about his sobriety journey here. How you doing, Slayer? Can you hear me okay? Can everybody hear me okay? I'm just using my webcam mic, and it's not like the greatest thing in the world. Oh, 50 days. Hell yeah. Everybody give Slayer a round of applause on that, because the man has had just as much trouble as I have. Okay. Come on back. I don't know how long this live is going to last. I don't normally do lives, um, but I hadn't put out any content, and I haven't touched on things with my subs. I hear that, Slayer. Do what you got to do, brother man. I'm proud of you. Doing the rehab, working 2 jobs. Yep. I'm glad to see you in here, man. You're going to bring some welcome people, hopefully, to this channel. I'm trying to crack 1,000 subs, like, before the end is out. Hell, it's taken 2 years. But I'm glad you're doing well, man. You know, I hope I wasn't too harsh on that video, man. It's just because I love you, and I don't want to see another sober start. That guy, you're not like that. You're just not. So, hey, man, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for hanging in there and doing what you need to do and get yourself. The longer, here's the thing, like, I've had so many relapses, you don't even want. I probably had more than you, to be quite honest. Um, so don't feel like people are going to abandon you, because they're not. People haven't abandoned me. I mean, I've come out with, videos like, man, I fell off and all this stuff. Um, that's not my concern right now. I've got a prostate issue that I'm worrying about. I'm trying to weave that into sobriety, which is not compatible, really. You want to drink and forget about the situation you're in. Thank you, Slayer. I deserve 5 times 1K. It all depends on the algorithm, man. It all depends on how much I crank out and if anybody cares about what I put out. You're a young, cute guy, so you're gonna have more subs than me. That's just it. I don't worry about subs. I mean, I want to crack, at least 1,000, but I don't do this for a living. I do it to try to help other people. But I'm glad you tapped in. I really am. Maybe LD will show up. They don't. They don't. You're right. And I caught that on was it your channel? Or was it LD's channel? Anyway, it might have been you mentioning all right, I'll talk to you later, Slayer. Good to hear from you. I'm glad you jumped in. But yeah, the algorithm doesn't seem to like this content, and it's not offensive. It's not brutal, it's not out of line. It's not dramatic for the most part. You want drama? You want to hear drama? Go to LD's channel and watch all his videos. I mean, he's got so many videos. He doesn't even, sorry, he doesn't even have thumbnails on his videos. He didn't even need thumbnails. That's how good his channel is. That people will tap in on the daily because he does daily content. And it's good. And it's dramatic, and he's got a lot of stories. I mean, I'm just going off of what I'm going off of, really. I try to give you my love, support, and everything else, serenity, and say you can make it out if you want to make it out. That's just how it is. I mean, you've got to want to quit and be done with the shit. I'm telling you. And I myself am finding it hard not to want to grab just a little bit. And over the past year, there have been slips that have lasted, 3 days, 4 days, nothing off the chain because I haven't gone to rehab. I haven't needed to. It's almost like I'm controlling the drinking, but the thing is, it's the thought and the mind process and the chemical changes and the chemical the things that go on in your midbrain that hijack your frontal lobe. And once that starts, then you're in alcoholic territory, thus the disease model. And I've gone on and on about this. So once that happens, I mean, you can't go back. You may try to control it. Pyru up north, good to see you, man. What's going on? Hope you're doing well. But once that hijack occurs, I mean, you can't change the mess in your brain that's happened. So you may be able to control it for a short while, but inevitably you're gonna lose control and you're gonna get withdrawal symptoms. You're gonna be screwed. I mean, this happened. I mean, I got sent home from my job. I don't know if I talked about that, but I had drank the night before, went to work, and somebody reported me that I looked like I was going to fall asleep standing up. So the boss sent me home, and I'm like, oh shit, there goes the job. But they did. I got a note from my doctor, and they said he's going through alcohol withdrawal because that's what happened. It was a 5-day kind of binge thing. Hello, Ron's mom. Good to see you. I'm just talking about what's been going on in the life of Shades of Clarity. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. I've never been sent home from a job ever, ever. They said something's not right with you, something's wrong, you just got to leave. So I went home and I went through, like a 2-day withdrawal. It wasn't bad or anything. Nothing's been bad. That's what I'm saying. And it's luring me into a false sense. Joseph, what's up, man? Howdy Shades, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Yeah, that community post I put up was fake. Because you didn't see the first part of the video. So you'll have to go back and look at it. I think you'll like it. It's a throwback to something I did, a couple years ago, and you'll just have to look at my catalog of videos. Luke, the Tokyo Drifter, looked into naltrexone. Yes. I haven't had much success with it. Coming out of rehab one time, I did get the Vivitrol shot, which is the shot that lasts a month. And the blocker is similar to naloxone, which is in buprenorphine, aka Suboxone.
Include codeine, hydrocodone, and oxycodone, which are used for pain relief but have different strengths.
Shut up, Alexa. God. Always some kind of interruption. No, but now I got that shot coming out of rehab, and I didn't drink that whole month. I think it was like 3 months I had, and I had no I don't know what it did. It may have decreased my craving for alcohol, but I've never really had a craving for alcohol. It's just been a way to cope with anxiety. And now with this prostate issue, it's ramping up to where I got to really watch out. It sucks. All this sucks. The alcoholism, my age, wanting to get a better job, not knowing if they're going to want to pull my prostate. And it's just, that's why I haven't been slinging content out like I used to. I've just been wrapped up in my head. Luke, the Tokyo Drifter, I got something to say about that. And Brain Fried Fish, I thank you for tapping in. I got hooked on kratom, actually, extracts, the OPMs, and went through a 2-year Suboxone taper. I didn't know anything. Yeah, I know a lot about pharmaceuticals. I know a lot about their chemistry. I know a lot about human anatomy. I know a lot about a lot of stuff. But I did not look close enough to find out about kratom attaching to opioid mu receptors and being an antagonist. Just didn't look into it. There was a guy that was taking it that worked with me, and I said, I think you need to watch it, man. You don't want to. And I'm giving him advice. And the next thing I know, I've gone through $400-500 worth of kratom extracts. At first, it gave me, I mean, a thimbleful, the cap, you know, gave me energy. You know, I'm like, wow, you know, damn. And it felt like an opioid buzz. It felt like I had taken codeine or something like that. At that point, it should have stopped and everything should have just quit at that point, but it didn't. So I go on Suboxone. He starts me off at like 8 milligrams. I'm like, there ain't no way. Forget it. So I was on 2 milligrams for 2 years and gradually just hacked the strips down to nothing. So I'm off that. It's gone. Laura, well, he asked. You know, I'm just being, you know, I'm not going to use these cliches. I'm keeping it 100. I'm keeping it a buck. You know, I'm just being honest. You know, a lot of people don't know what I was going through. Laura says, have you heard of ivermectin? No, I have not. What is that exactly? We talking opiates or are we talking alcohol? And down to Luke the Tokyo Drifter, no, I did. I went so slow and I had a measurement system and cut the 2 milligram. I was down to 2 milligram strips, cut them, cut them, cut them, cut them, cut them, and then just jumped. I had no symptoms. I was lucky. Thank you, 2%er. I appreciate that. So if you're a 2%er, how come you're not a 1%er? Huh? You ride a bike? – 2% of what? Laura, understandable. Yeah, I'm just kind of throwing out what's going on because I don't want to make a video on it. I think it's easier to do as a live. I'm in good care, you know, I'm in good hands with my care and everything. Luke the Tokyo Drifter. But yeah, watch the documentary One Little Pill by Claudia Christian. Helped me a lot and very interesting. Okay, I'll check that out, man. I'll do that. 2%er says it has to do with only 2% of meth users stay sober for life. So you're a tweaker then. I've never done that drug ever. I've never done LSD. I've never done mushrooms. I've never done meth. I've never done mescaline. I just want to maintain my mental faculties. But alcohol has always come to the rescue when it comes to anxiety. I'm not downing you or anything. I mean, people have their own demons and problems. So you think you're going to be one of the 2% that stay sober for life? Off of Chris? I hope so. Satan probably wouldn't. He would want you to just drive yourself into the ground. Don't do it. I'm going back up to Luke, the Tokyoid drifter, used to look into the Sinclair method. It worked for me until I got addicted to kratom. Well, opiates have never been my drug of choice. I know the dangers, I know the addictive potential, and I don't f with it. It's not my scene. Had I known about the kratom, I never would have been on the buprenorphine. So that's gone. Brain Fry Fish. No, I have not read Al's biography. Actually, I know a friend of mine who is very close to Al. Um, she's somebody I went to college with and ran a bar. And during Lollapalooza 2, I want to say Ministry played. They were backstage and everything. I was like, hey, give me backstage. They're like, well, we'll see what we can do. And I never got back there. And I'm a I'm a journalist, not practicing right now, but did a lot of music journalism. And her mother, um, for lack of a better word, was a groupie back in the 70s. So she knew the Stones, she knew the Who, she knew everybody. How she knew Al, I don't know. But I've seen pictures of her and Al Jorgensen hanging out, and it's kind of cool. She's a nice girl, everything. But I have not read his biography. I know heroin played a lot into his story, and it wasn't good. There are plenty of people that I know in the music industry through interviews, just hanging out, and I wrote for a magazine that is defunct called Juice that's out of Venice, California. They moved it from Wilmington, North Carolina. That's where I kind of got my journalism start. So hats off to Juice. Shout out to Juice Magazine. Catherine says, Shades, do you currently have a job? If so, how is it going? Yeah, I've got a part-time job. I work at a grocery store. I'm not proud of it because I've screwed myself up with my driving situation. That's going to have to be rectified over the last of this coming year. And I work as a freelance journalist, so I try to balance those. But I haven't done any of the writing stuff in a while because the company changed hands, people quit. It's just a long story. I don't have time. Two percenter, is that why you came out here to Southern California? I don't understand that question. Can you rephrase it? I can tell you why I came out to Irvine, and that's because I had a friend here whose dad was in the Marines and Tustin was still active. And I think he worked there. And this is back in the mid 90s. No, it wasn't a work. It was a vacation. And I went to Irvine, went to Newport Beach, went to Huntington Beach, went to Hollywood, and I currently have a friend that lives in Pacific Palisades. Him and his neighbor were the only houses that didn't get burned up in that fire. Oh, and journalism coming to California? No, had nothing to do with that. That was before the magazine even started. Yeah, I remember those blimp hangers because the guy I was hanging out with, he was kind of a ladies' man. So he always had some girl, he was always doing something. But the girl he was with at the time, they lived at the top of Turtle Rock on a house, nice house, had a pool in the back. And if you went out back, you could see those blimp hangers from the back porch. And I asked him, I said, what the hell are those big ass damn buildings down there? Because those are the blimp hangers at Tustin. Now I think he was El Toro like for a while before he retired. But it was the California thing was just fun. Is this thing bothering you guys? I want to get some light because Satan set the damn thing up. So, but Catherine, I didn't hear anything about any of those hangars burned down. I actually talked to my friend on the phone. He's selling a place in fuck, where? Minnesota, maybe, or something. He built the house and then he ended up selling it. He wants to go to Mexico and live there, like with his girlfriend, like the mother of his kids. And I'm like, man, don't go to Mexico. Do not go down there. I mean, it's all cartels. It's all just corrupt government. I just told him, you do what you want, man, but you're not. I want to support you, but I would advise staying in California. But he was in Irvine, then he was in Orange County, I guess, before he went to Mexico. So he's been there before, but this was a long time ago. All right, Laura, see you later. Let me tell you what my email is, okay? Because I can't link it. They will chop the link. It's Shades of Clarity 916, I think, or 919. I mean, I can look. Okay, Laura, it's all lowercase, Shades of Clarity 219 at gmail.com. Like I said, I don't want to put it up there and, just have them cut the link. Jody English 6475. I read that Dave Group book. Dave Grohl or Dave Group? Oh, you got Grohl. Okay. Yeah, I got a story behind that. One of the times, the last girl that I dated, I'm going to tell this story and then probably get off. We went down the day before I entered. I had to go to detox because I'd been drinking too much. So she gave me a ride, and we went to Walmart. She got one of those Polaroid cameras, kind of like the old one steps, self-developing, because I'm a photographer. And she didn't let me know she was buying it or whatever. And we get into the parking lot of, I probably mentioned this on one of my videos. We get to the parking lot, and she starts firing off all these photos of us hugging, smooching, cupcaking, doing all this kind of crap. And at that point, I wasn't sure where the relationship was going. It ended finally, thank God. But she did something that nobody else has ever done, and I will never forget it. She gave me the Dave Grohl book, and she stuck a bunch of those photos of us in it with a note. So she bought the camera while we were in the Walmart. and then just blasted off. I had no idea what she was doing, and put them in the book. I'm sitting down there in hell, totally lonely, not knowing what's going on the outside. You know how it is. I don't know if you've been in jail or locked up or whatever, and you're worried about what your girl's doing. You know, I was depressed over a lot of stuff. Flew out of it, and it was us in that car before I checked into the treatment facility. And I was like, damn, that's about the most amazing thing I've ever seen a girl do. Of course, it didn't last, but I just thought it was cool. But the book, I've not finished it or really gotten into it because it just reminds me of her and all that bullshit that I had to go through. Because she bought the book first and then the camera second, and then shot the photos and then stuck them in there, you know, on the slunders. And I couldn't contact her. There was no way. It was just bad. It was bad. I couldn't perform sexually because the disease was already in place. Yeah, she was nice looking too, man. I was like, but anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. I've been on here for an hour and some change, 2 minutes. I appreciate all you guys tapping in, seeing what's going on, and especially the ones that are worried about this prostate problem. I'll take care of it. It won't affect anything. It's not metastasized. It's not outside the capsule of the prostate. It's just the wrong time for this to happen, basically. But it was nice of you guys to show up. I'm sorry the devil showed up. He tends to do it sometimes. What can I do about it? Kill him. He's immortal. Bye, Jonathan. You take care. But it was nice speaking with all of you, and I hope I answered some of the questions that you had. With that, you know the drill. Stay tuned. Damn thing up there. Come back. See you cats later.